Guys, Karina Yukara, I.F Hub coming at you live. So these clips, photos, and streams are of April 2nd of last week on our spa day. This was with one consistent guest member that I spent time with. We did activities such as candle making, heating stones and marbles. We did a little bit of face scrubs. We also did a little incense. Throughout this time, we also talked about how we were both dealing with this epidemic that's going on. With that being said, I felt like this was still important to show because although we're surrounded by limitations due to our policies, regulations, and governmency, that does not mean we're powerless as people. It can be very frustrating, it can be very hard, but that does not mean we cannot do things now on a daily basis that can lead to better lifestyles in the future. It's also important, I feel, just to share any new, same, different information amongst each other because sometimes we have different personalities, different lifestyles, and we have different biochemistry in us. So it's always important just to stay aware. With that being said, the layout was set up in terms of doing the activities, and then he shared some of his information, I shared some of my information, and then I pulled together what I thought was different from both of ours that could be highlighted towards the public eye. And there's also one additional clip of what tips I've learned along the way that may help you out as well in terms of being an essential worker. Thank you guys.
No matter what you're doing, no matter what you're playing, no matter what you're saying, cause we're doing it all the same.
You either want to use an old candle, and then you can do it this way and put it in boiling water and then let it melt, and then something to hold it up using either thread or a piece of yarn, and then when it's done being heated up, you can just pour it right into here. And then for us, we're gonna do food coloring dye and mix it with some coffee sticks. Highly suggest doing this first because it'd be taking a while.
No matter what you're giving, no matter what you're saying, cause we're doing it all the same. No matter what.
So these are just general information in terms of general lifestyle, personal awareness, and daily interactions. So these are global statistics that are changing on a daily basis. It may be different tomorrow, but things I felt like people could take comfort in or might want to know. This is an interesting find out, possibly correlating with the information found out about now for open debate, discussion, and resolutions.
Don't wait. Yeah, you know that we, us, we're doing it all the same.
Hi guys, Carrie, I.F going back at you. So we finished up our candles, which looked great. All we did was trim off the top when they were done. Excuse me. Then we did the heating rocks, which turned out really well. You don't need to keep them in for very long. If you have someone that knows really good pressure points, really good tip, just like put it on that pressure point, press it down. It's really nice and relaxing. But you do want to make sure that if you're using like anything hot, it's not too hot either. Next, we're going to do our facial scrubs. You can get a lot of these at your own house with your own ingredients, such as sugar, even fruit, or honey is a really good substance as well that a lot of people use. There's some, just for example, is the brown sugar coconut one, which we're going to be making. Then the papaya ones, there's an oatmeal one that's actually really good for sensitive skin, and then just some other tips in terms of doing facials. When you're checking for your exfoliation skin, which I know I'm not saying right, you're actually supposed to use the back of your hand and then rub it up your cheekbone. And if it's dry or gucky or anything like that, might need time for a facial. If not, then you'll possibly be okay. They're good to do 3 to 4 times throughout the week. Don't want to overdo it. They're more for nurturing your skin, where cleansing is more for the cleaning and exfoliating is for nurturing all of that in your skin. And then people who do go and get professional facials, they usually don't touch their face at least 3 or 4 days after they are done. If you think about it in a big scheme, it's a really good tip to use for this epidemic not to keep spreading. Alright, so that's it for now. I'll be back with facial scrub. Good to test out your senses just in case you're not feeling that well. With that being said, catch your rating. Thank you for listening and thank you for So these are just some other tips that I've also learned to practice. Maybe it will help you guys. Maybe you guys will learn something new from it or make it your own at the end of this video. As an essential worker or for people who have to do perhaps errands throughout the day, daily chores, maybe work virtually from home and whatnot, these are other things I've learned to deal with this epidemic. So I only have one set of shoes I always wear to work. I spray them down with vinegar outside my door before I even come into my door. Always shower when I get home, regardless of the amount of people around or if I did have work. I always shower now. I would suggest to get at least 2 to 3 towers to hang on to, so that way you're not washing yourself and getting all those chemicals back on you if for whatever reason you have any. Um, I've cut down drinking coffee a lot. I'm drinking more warm things, even if it's warm water sometimes, because we're gonna need water just to keep my throat open. As people, I feel we still need to keep up our immune systems in the midst of all of this. And even if that means being safely walking outside your own front door and going for a 5-minute walk, it's still good because you're still getting sun, and that's still vitamin C and vitamin D. I would suggest switching out your juices and going to some apple juice, some orange juice, maybe even some white grape juice. Orange juice is probably the best right now just to keep your minerals and the vitamins you need inside you and taking daily vitamins as well. And then one last thing I do being an essential worker is that I have one mask I wear to work, and I keep that at work at all times and wash it if I need it. And then I have one mask that I use outside on a daily basis that I wash every week after my shifts end. So with that being said, those are just other things I've done that may help out other people that are also adjusting to the fact that as a person we have to go to work and wear these masks and go keep up with these procedures. With all that being shown, I want to say thank you for all those that watched. Thank you for the support, as well as I hope this brought you a little bit of comfort in this time of an epidemic. With that being said, this was just one person that came over. I'm not saying have a bunch of people over. I'm saying practice safely, but also still have a voice in all of this, because as individuals, that should still be respected. And as a nation and community, we still need those voices to help make this world a better place and to really keep these practices. From my heart can be solar born. I wake up and see the sun shining on. Know what's at stake.